Hi guys, how are you doing? This is SB from techcentury and welcome to my unboxing of the black Samsung Galaxy Note 3. So to get started, we see this kind of fake wood-like material in the packaging. So also pretty much the same as we saw here on the Samsung Galaxy S4. And of course we have the Galaxy Note 3 branding on the front. And then on the back we'll have some of the key specifications. So for example, this is the LTE version. So we'll have a quad-core 2.3 GHz Snapdragon 800 processor, a 5.7-inch Full HD Super AMOLED display. So a little bit bigger even than on the Galaxy S4, 5-inch compared to 5.7-inch. Also a 13 megapixel camera on the back. Also pretty much the same as on the Galaxy S4 and a 2 megapixel camera up front. Then we have 3 GB of RAM, so in comparison to the S4 we have 1 GB more. Also smart remote with this IR blaster, of course full HD playback, GPS, and then of course the stylus or the S Pen as Samsung calls it, and a massive 3200 mAh battery. And this is, as you see right here, the 32 GB version. So now enough talking about the packaging itself, so I'll cut the seal here up top. And there we are into the packaging, and this is already a massive box. So actually somebody on Instagram asked whether a forklift brought this into the office, and no, DHL was enough, but this is really a massive phone. And here we already see the phone itself, again in black of course, because honestly I think that white plastic phones look like crap, but that's just my personal opinion. So we'll put the phone to the side for a second. And besides that, we'll then see the accessories right here. So here we'll have a quick start guide that nobody basically cares about, and you don't really have to read it on such a phone. And then one highlight also is directly here in this cable. Now usually would just expect this micro USB cable, but this is actually micro USB 3.0. So for once this should result in faster charging times, but also this should be able to transfer data faster from your computer to your device. But I have to say I can't even remember the last time that I hooked up my device to a computer, because basically you can just do everything over Dropbox and such. But for charging it's definitely nice, and of course it's still backwards compatible. So then right here I think we have some replacement tips for the S Pen itself. I'm not going to take it out because otherwise I'll probably lose it, but it's nice to have those included. I think there are 5 included, as well as a removal tool. Then we'll have the regular cheap headset from Samsung themselves that I'm probably not going to use, but anyways, here we'll have in-ear headset, and then of course also volume up and down, as well as answering calls here on this headset. And then we have some different ear tips for the headset, and of course also the USB power adapter for Europe, because I'm based in Germany. And then of course USB on the other side, depends definitely on the country that you live in. And last but certainly not least, we have this massive battery, which is already kind of heavy, at least for a battery that is, which has 3200 mAh. So compared for example to the S4 that has 2600, this is a massive upgrade in terms of battery and also uptime definitely. So let's put the packaging to the side and actually check out the star of the show, which is no doubt the phone. And here we have it. So we already see Super HD AMOLED on the front, of course Android and Bluetooth NFC. So let's take the wrapping off, and there we already see this fake leather on the back. And so far, like from the first impressions, I have to say it's pretty nice. It does kind of feel like leather, even though I know it's plastic. Then we have the 13 megapixel camera here up top, of course with the LED flash as well. Then on the side of the phone we'll find here the on and off switch, as well as then on the bottom the USB 3.0 port that's backwards compatible of course to USB 2.0. Then we also have the S Pen on the bottom that we can take out like this, and then we have the S Pen right here with the Samsung branding, as well as then one button in the middle. And now let's take off this plastic layer on the front, and there we already see this massive 5.7-inch, I believe, screen, and then of course the Samsung branding. As far as design goes, it's very similar to the S4, just a little bit more square or sharper edges, if you want to call it like that. So here we see the S4 in comparison, so not too much bigger, I have to say. And that was also my biggest fear, that the phone would just be too big, but so far I don't think that this will be a big issue, and otherwise it's just a very similar design, both in black again. And so let's take actually the back cover off and put the battery in. So let's see where Samsung has this port for your thumb, and there it is. So we can just take the back cover off, and there we have the back cover with this fake leather material. And then of course we have the back right here where we can put in the SIM card, as well as of course also a micro SD card. And then of course we'll have the compartment here for the battery. So let's take this battery out and put this into the phone. Put the back on the phone again. And there it snaps back in. And then just see if this has any juice to power on. And there we already see Samsung Galaxy Note, and there it boots up with the Samsung animation. Now, one of my biggest fears about this phone is actually that it's running TouchWiz. Now that isn't usually a big problem, because of course you can just put a custom ROM on it, but then again you lose the functionality of the S Pen. So I just hope with the Snapdragon 800 processor that the overall user experience using TouchWiz isn't too bad, but I'm honestly not quite sure about that. So we just choose English for United States, and then no SIM card in device. We'll do that later. So now here we are all set up. So for example, I just downloaded my emails, and this is the Galaxy Note 3, and the first impressions are very nice. I have to say that the screen isn't quite as big as I was basically afraid of. So again, it's not the biggest difference, for example, compared to the Galaxy S4. Also, I just signed into my Dropbox and I received 50 GB of free storage, so that's definitely nice. And so I'm really looking forward to testing this out. Now this isn't a review unit, so you can expect a lot of videos. And this is definitely so far a keeper and will probably replace my Galaxy S4. If you have any questions or if you want to see specific videos, please leave them down in the comment section below and I'm glad to make those. I'm definitely planning on doing a 4K video demo and also some other, for example, front-facing camera demo and such. So if you have any specific questions, or if you want to, for example, see gaming, then just let me know and I'll make sure to deliver those videos. Now at the end of the video I want to try something new, and I'll add around 30 seconds of just close-up shots using my DSLR to just give you a glimpse of how the device is in all its details, and I hope that this is a good idea. Just let me know what you think of it. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like it as well as subscribe to the channel. I really hope to see you next time.